Hey folks, this is Kalani. We're going to be looking at another garrison building over on the Warlords of Janor Beta. This time we'll be looking at the Lumbermill, which has one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to provide you with more garrison resources. So if you're not sure about what garrison resources are, they are the resource used in your garrison. I know, shock horror, but they're used in pretty much everything. So if you want to send followers out on missions, you're going to have to use some garrison resources. If you want to build a building, garrison resources, and if you want to upgrade a building, including your keep, I might add, garrison resources. And it does require quite a few, so you're going to need these, and these are probably going to be one of the biggest gains for building up your garrison and progressing it to where it can stop and where you've got level 3 buildings everywhere. So their acquisition can be a little annoying without the Lumbermill. They generate slowly over time. Rares tend to drop a handful of them. You can get them from follower missions, but bear in mind follower missions are going to cost you resources to begin with. And then you've got the Lumbermill and Trading Post. The Trading Post lets you trade crafting materials for garrison resources on a work order, and the crafting material is random per day. Lumbermills allow you to do that a lot easier because their sole purpose, as I've said, is to provide you with garrison resources. So how does that work? You'll get a quest to introduce you to the idea of the Lumbermill when you first build it, and basically you go and get a sample of lumber. That shows you how to mark trees for a peon to come and cut them down. When you get enough timber, I believe it's 10, you can produce a work order. That work order will finish in 4 hours and give you garrison resources. That's it, that's literally it. But these trees are specific trees. You can't just go cutting down half of Talador. It's very specific trees and they have a little outline. So sometimes they're far and few between, which can be a little annoying, but you can get that 10 lumber or 10 timber relatively easily. The time on the work order is probably going to be the thing that slows you down the most. But as you upgrade the Lumbermill, all you gain access to is larger trees. So a larger tree at level 2 will give you more timber than a level 1. At level 3 will give you more timber than a level 2, etc, etc, etc. That's literally all this building does. So you can happily go out, get some timber, come back to your garrison and produce some garrison resources. That's all there is to look at for this building. It's kind of boring, but potentially very, very useful, especially at the start, because as I say, you're going to need these garrison resources and there's only a few ways to get them, and a lot of them are time restricted. So that's going to be a little bit of a pain, maybe, but that's the Lumbermill. Let's have a look at what these buildings look like. So, with it being a medium building, don't expect anything too huge, but this is the Horde Lumbermill. You've only got the one NPC, and pretty much it's just covered in what you might expect at a lumbermill. You've got a nice, huge saw here, with a nice amount of sawdust, although it doesn't seem to be moving, and I don't think you're going to do a great deal to a log you've already cut, but we'll ignore that for now. We've got a few handmade saws. I don't think that's going to be all that useful. They look a bit jagged, really, a bit savage, which I guess is to do with the whole Horde thing. But we've got our Lumbermill foreman, Lumberlord Octron, who will handle your work orders. If you have 10 timber, that is. If you don't have 10 timber, you're out of luck, I'm afraid. But yeah, really small building, even though it's a medium plot. But timber, 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 lumber, wood, and timber. So, let's go over to Alliance. So here we are, and it seems once again the Alliance has a little more room to work with, and a few more folk on hand, but everything seems to be pretty much the same, with all of your expected tools and weaponry. I must say the Alliance saws are looking a little better than the Horde ones, let's be honest, but they also seem to have more timber and more wood. Are they cheating us out of wood? Are they stealing the good spots?
You need something?
We've got our foreman, who will handle all of your work orders and quests. Can't talk to the other two, sadly.
What can I do for you?
They're a little boring, but that is the Lumbermill. Oh, there's even planks up top. Have to say, And a bendy saw. A bendy saw, guys. Have to say, I think I'm preferring the Alliance Lumbermill, definitely. It looks more than just a little shack. I don't know guys, but that is the Lumbermill. So if you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll try and get back to you. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.